So we're back out. Got a little adventure in Michigan, So we're really excited about this, or I'm excited about this. I'm meeting some friends here at this particular spot. This is a spot that I haven't been to in a couple of years, and we always have a great time here. It's lots of room for a crowd. So I only have just one meeting here, and then we're going to meet Jeremy from New Holland in the Upper Peninsula tomorrow. So what are we up to? What are we doing? Well, we all decided that we are going to convoy to KOAR, which is the Keweenaw Overland Adventure Retreat. We haven't been to that event in a few years, and it looks like we're headed back. So we're going to spend a couple days traveling to get to the Keweenaw. We're going to spend some time at the show and at the rally, and just have a great time at the retreat. So we're really excited about it. We've got some plans to do. I've got the land moto with me this time. You've seen me unload that, and so I'm going to have that up there and maybe do a little exploring on the bike. So anyway, I've got kind of camp all set up. We're gonna kind of maybe just enjoy some fishing tonight. I don't know. I'm kind of excited about doing some of that. I brought my couple different rods and reels, and then we're going to cook a little dinner and just hang out. So I'm really excited about this. So come along with us as we travel from here to the Upper Peninsula, and then eventually over to the Keweenaw for KOAR. So stay with us as we do this adventure. Feeling the excitement of getting to the Upper Peninsula today, we were up early, packed up camp, and enjoyed a little breakfast, and then it was back out on the road. Now, if you know anything about the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, you know there's only two ways to get there when you're coming from the south. One is the Mackinac Bridge, and the other is through Wisconsin. Now, it's closer for me to actually go up through Wisconsin, but I prefer to go over the bridge. The sheer majesty of the Mackinac Bridge makes the extra little bit of a drive worth it every time. Now, you can't go to the UP and not try a few things out or see a few things along the way. So it was just about lunchtime when we crossed the bridge, and I decided that we needed to have a pasty. What is a pasty, you ask? It's a portable pie with history baked right in. It's a lightly seasoned meat and vegetable pie that was made popular by the Cornish miners in the 1800s. We opted for the traditional pasty, which is rutabaga and beef, washed it down with a Verner's, and it was delicious. All right, so I got Hunter with me from Rebel Outdoors. What do you think of the first time, the pasty?
It's quite an interesting piece of food here. It's definitely not, you look at it and think of like oh, this would be a delicious, pastry treat, and then it's full of meat and stuff. But now knowing the origins of this, I can definitely understand why it was so popular, and especially with all the mines and everything, something easy like this makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah. Could be good in the camping world too.
Yeah. So not bad, kind of worth checking out, right?
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Awesome. Not too much further up Highway 2, we decided to stop and check out the Cut River Bridge. Now, I've seen this bridge before, but when you drive over top of it on Highway 2, you don't even know that it's there. But this is a really cool stop if you have just a few minutes to hike down and check out underneath of the bridge. The Cut River Bridge was built in 1947 as one of only two cantilevered deck truss bridges in Michigan. The bridge is 641 feet long and is composed of over 888 tons of structural steel.
Our next stop was the Keweenaw Springs. Now, this is located inside of a state park. Hunter had never been, so we decided it was probably worth a look. Now, I had been to this multiple times, but it always blows me away. It's probably one of the Upper Peninsula's biggest gems. Now, like I said before, Keweenaw is located within a state park. That state park is the Palms Brook State Park. This spring is the largest natural freshwater spring in Michigan. Well, what does Keweenaw mean? Well, in the Ojibwe language, this means big cold spring. Sometimes it's referred to as Mirror of Heaven. Okay, now for some fun facts. Keweenaw is an oval pool measuring 300 by 175 feet and is about 40 feet deep with an emerald green bottom. The spring itself, which is located in the underlying limestone, flows 10,000 US gallons per minute and has a year-round constant temperature of 45 degrees Fahrenheit, 7 degrees Celsius. As tempting as it may seem, there's absolutely no swimming or fishing here. But there is a raft that's self-propelled, and you can enjoy a nice float out onto the spring and watch the water flow up from the spring, watch the fish float around, and when you reach the end of the cable, you can spin the wheel again and take yourself right back where you started. After visiting the spring, Hunter and I parted ways, but not for long. We'll see each other in a couple days. But I was headed a little bit further west, he's headed a little bit further north to meet up with some guys to camp along the mouth of the Huron River. I was headed to Courtney Lake National Forest Campground to meet Jeremy from New Holland Overland. Then we would depart the next morning to head north into the Keweenaw.
Had a great time kind of exploring the UP today. I'm at camp. I'm going to unload the bike just so it's not in the way of me getting in and out. Cook a little dinner, but I think first I may get the fishing poles out. I've been dying to try to put that in the water. So come along with me when we do that, and then we'll do a little bit of dinner, and then it's off to bed because we got an early morning tomorrow morning. We're going to get up from here. We got some film we want to shoot to some of the trails that are near here as we make our way up to Houghton and then eventually up to Copper Harbor for KOAR. So let's get the evening started. Hey, will you look at that? We got one. Oh, come here, fella. Let's get that hook out of here. You broke my line. Get the hook out of here. So, look like a largemouth, but he's too small, so we'll throw him back. It's fun to catch him anyway. Well, we spent about an hour down here fishing, and I only just caught the one. So, beautiful. The lake is like glass right now, and it's just beautiful here. But I'm getting hungry, so I think I'm going to go back up the hill here away from the lake to camp and make a little dinner and get the camper popped open. I think it might be a good night for a shower because I have water here at this camp, so I might do that, and then might just get off to bed, or at least crawl in the camper and just enjoy a nice evening in the camper. And I'm not sure how the bugs are going to be tonight, but I'm not willing to fight them. So anyway, let's go make a little dinner.
Now, if you're new here, this great little apparatus that I'm setting up here is a Tembo Tuscatl. I have over the years mastered the way I use this, and this is the only cooking apparatus that I bring when I go camping in the truck. One of the frustrating things for me on the Scuttle in the beginning was the ability to boil coffee in the morning while I was making my breakfast. So I stumbled across the Baddock Adventure Company, who offers a Scuttle burner bracket. You'll see me clip that on the side of the Scuttle, and what that allows me to do is remove the burner from underneath of the Scuttle and actually clip it into that bracket and use that just like I would a normal stovetop or camp stove.
All right, so the Scuttle's all set up. Tonight's menu, super simple, 3 ingredients. Now, some may agree or disagree to this, but that's okay, because for me, I need to keep it simple. So I have a half of a breakfast sausage, right? Had that this morning with my eggs, the rest of it. 1 bag of this coleslaw mix. I probably won't use the entire bag. And then there's a lot of great ingredients you can add to this because we're going to prepare egg roll in a bowl. Now, there's a lot of stuff that people like to add to it, and I'm sure it makes it taste fantastic. But for me, I've just got this P.F. Chang's. It's the sesame sauce. And when I get everything all kind of blended together, just before I serve it, I put this on and kind of warm it through, and it's fantastic. I'm sure the other ways are great too, but you got to carry a lot of extra stuff like soy oil, and then you're carrying, soy sauce, and there's lots of ingredients that they're adding to those, and they look fantastic, but this is the simple way for me to do this. So I'm gonna just start by adding my breakfast sausage, the remainder of that, to the scuttle here. She's not quite warmed up yet, but that's okay. I mean, once I've got this all browned through and there isn't anything, it's all nice and crumbled up here, I'm going to take this and just kind of push it off to the side. I got a fair amount of fat and stuff that's left over here on the bottom. I may have to add a little bit of oil to that. Take my coleslaw mix. I'm just going to put some right in the center here. And again, because it's just me, probably will not use all this. So I'll probably save a little bit of this, because that would make a nice little side dish with my steaks or something later on in this weekend. And then we're just going to reduce this down. We're just going to try to get it to sweat, kind of brown up a little bit, tenderize. And then once we can do that, then we'll add the mixture back together. All right, you probably can't see it, but it's starting to turn a little bit brown, a little translucent. So I'm going to slowly kind of add my sausage back in to this and continue to cook the cabbage, the carrots, and everything, and warm it through together. That sausage adds just a ton of flavor to this. And the smell is fantastic. I wish you could smell it, because it smells fabulous. But this is a super simple meal, and it's perfect for the scuttle. Now, I would have added a little bit of butter to this, maybe, just for some flavor. That might have helped also. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out.
The next morning, we packed up camp pretty early, caught this beautiful sunrise over the lake, and headed out towards the Keweenaw Peninsula. But this would not be before we hit some really great trails along the way. So if you watch our channel regularly, you know that 2 years ago we were here in Copper Harbor in the Keweenaw Peninsula of Michigan. We came all the way up to do the KOAR event, and we were super excited about it. But unfortunately, the weather was very unfavorable. Not gonna lie, weeks leading to this event, I watched the weather very closely, and to my delight, it appeared that it was going to be a great weekend for some cooler weather and fall camping. Copper Harbor is located at the northern tip of the Keweenaw Peninsula and is the northernmost permanently populated community in the state. Due to its natural environment and surroundings, which include Fort Wilkins Historic State Park, Copper Harbor is marked as an all-season tourist destination. What are we doing, Jeremy?
We're driving a toy car.
Because we need firewood up at the camp store or the little
Well,
camp.
yeah, but look at their dash. It's like Go Little Gadget
Yeah.
on their dash.
But I mean, this thing is like modded all to pieces. You can't see anything on the inside.
No.
So we had some fun here. We've had a little lunch, and there was a bear in camp. Is that what they said earlier?
Yeah, we had a baby black bear.
That's awesome. Well, I might try to get the footage from Jeremy and show it to you. I was not here. I was up on Brockway Mountain.
It's pretty
trying
cute.
to get a cell signal. But you got some footage of it, right? Some of the just the little one.
Yeah, he came and grabbed the snack and ran back in the woods.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I might do the same.
Well, KOAR is firing up. People are coming in. It's after 2 o'clock, so they're all coming in, setting up. So we'll take a little stroll around later and show you everybody's camps and do some vendor stuff. And yeah, we're all excited. So getting fired up here. Woo! So what are we up to tonight, Jeremy?
We're supercharging this fire. I don't know who built this. It wasn't me.
Was it the wood, you think? I mean, we got a whole pile of it over there.
Wood's so wet.
Is it? It's kind of smoky over here in the kitchen. Is it smoky there?
Yeah.
Yeah? So while Jeremy stokes the fire and hopes to cook his hot dog on it, I'm going to make potatoes and some steak. And we'll see if he's interested in that. Well, Jeremy finally did get the fire going, but I had the steaks and potatoes already prepared. They were delicious.
Mainly butt plugs.
After dinner, we went down into the common area near Vendor Village, where Cindy was going over all of the happenings for the weekend, so everybody could be in the right place at the right time to catch out all the activities that were going on here at KOAR.
Well, good morning, you all. We are leaving Trails End this morning. It is early. It's like 8 o'clock. So we were up, coffee, breakfast, and we've got Hunter's going to be, he's right there. Jeremy, I'm going to ride with him this morning, so I don't have to tear the Tundra down, but tear one truck down, set one truck up. But we're meeting a little small group, and we're going to go out and hit the Cliff Mine Trail. So I've never done that up here, so I'm kind of excited, and we're gonna go do some exploring this morning before we have to be back in Vendor Row this afternoon for everyone to come and check out all this cool stuff that's in Vendor Row. So super stoked. The weather still is holding. It's looking great, and we're really excited. Great sleeping last night. Just perfect temperatures. Enjoyed a campfire around with everyone. So anyhow, we're on the trail this morning, so come along with us. All right, Jeremy, what did we do today? Busy day today. It was busy.
We
wasn't
had
it?
a good day today.
Yeah.
We hit up Cliff Mines this morning.
Okay.
Did some technical rock crawling. We did some water crossings. We led a group about 7 through that whole trail system. Then we went over to the Mariner, downtown Copper Harbor, for some lunch. We got some pizza.
Yeah.
Really, really good. And then we went over to Jam Pot and got more food. And now we're cooking more food.
Got some snacks though,
So,
like some sugary snacks.
We're eating good this weekend,
Yeah,
that's for sure.
yeah, that's awesome. So what are we cooking, Jeremy?
Oh, we got some Jalisco tonight. So we got some flank steak with some shrimp. We got some chicken.
Okay.
We're gonna saute up some onions and some peppers, and then douse it in queso.
Douse it in queso.
Douse it in queso.
Oh, fantastic. That's great.
Littering.
Although I think this is the first time Jeremy had ever cooked this amazing dish, it was fantastic. It didn't take very long and it disappeared from the top of the scuttle, made its way onto some corn tortillas, and we all devoured it. Thanks, Jeremy, for a great meal.
Years ago and created the coalition.
After dinner, we all gathered in the common area for the giveaways and enjoyed listening to a few folks talk about their day.
There's this potential for
We enjoyed hanging out, but we had something in mind. We were waiting till dark to do our next adventure. All right, so we're heading out, the whole crew, whole bunch of us. We're gonna go ooper rock hunting, right?
Ooper, duper rockers.
And so I got my headlamp on, we got our blue lights, and we're heading out. Hey, do you guys know anything about rocks?
I like rocks.
I like rocks. I'd like to say that this was a successful Uper rock hunt, but I think we got skunked. Jill from 1941 Adventures found a few flakes where we could all kind of see them under the flashlight, but it was kind of fun to get out, traipse around on the beaches at night, check out some lighthouses. For more information on a Uper rock, maybe you should Google it. It's pretty cool. The night before, we were sitting around the campfire and somebody mentioned Jameson's in town of Copper Harbor, down by the water. So I decided to get up early, because what I understand is they have a thimbleberry glazed donut that is worth every dime. And let me tell you, it was absolutely delicious. A half a dozen that I bought didn't last but just a few minutes. If you're ever in Copper Harbor, make sure you check them out. Back at camp, everyone was getting a little contrast coffee, fixing some breakfast, and getting ready for their adventures for the day. Which reminds me, we have a pretty big day ahead of us of adventures, so let's get that started. First stop of the day was the Delaware Mine. The Delaware Mine was in operation for 40 years but never turned a profit for its investors. Despite this, it stands today as a prime example of mining in the Keweenaw during the 1800s, as Delaware Mine visitors can take a self-guided tour of one of the oldest underground copper mines in the Keweenaw Peninsula. Above-ground trails lead around the ruins of the two original mine buildings, equipment displays, antique engines, and trains. After our tour at the mine, it was time to visit a few more places, so we headed out towards Horseshoe Harbor Beach. Getting here is not that difficult, driving down a dirt road to a parking lot and then taking the short hike down to the beach. It was really worth it. So we were checking out Gaia and just kind of coming along this road, and it looks like on Gaia there says there's some petroglyphs in here. It doesn't say that it's too far off the road, so we did happen to come across a trail right here in a little pull-off, so we're gonna go check it out, see if we can find them. So we weren't sure if there was a trail here when we come by earlier, but so here we go. After a short hike, we did discover two petroglyphs, One that looks like a Viking ship and the other like a bear. But we'll let you decide. After our hikes, it was time for lunch, and then we decided to check out Manganese Falls. Manganese Falls was really easy to get to. It's off of Manganese Road, just outside of town. Not much further up the road from Manganese Falls is the old Clark mine. The only thing that we could find was the chimney, and it was certainly neat to see it sticking out above all the green trees. Well, look who I found. Cindy Pope, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. We have had an amazing time here at KOAR. This is my second trip to the Keweenaw for KOAR, and I've loved every minute of this weekend, so we've had a great time. So Cindy is the organizer of KOAR, the Keweenaw Overland Adventure Retreat. So tell us a little bit about you, all the things that you do, the event itself, other events. Give me the rundown, Cindy. What else you got going on this year?
Well, I do also publish a digital adventure magazine where you can find out all that information. Go to northologyadventures.com.
Okay.
I obviously host the Keweenaw Overland Adventure Retreat, also Overland the Red, Midwest Women's Off-Road Weekend. We do a cleanup for Cork up here in the springtime. I manage the camping experience for the More Expo, and also do a lot of Wisconsin overland campouts and whatnot.
Now, do you help organize that page? That Facebook? Yes, you do.
Yes,
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So if you're in that area, and I'm from Indiana, I'm part of that page, but it's still great, right? Because there's a lot of information, especially for Wisconsin.
And you know, we get a lot of people from Indiana come up to winter camp with us.
Yeah. That's a thing? People do this?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic. Great. So talk to me a little bit about the magazine. So I have been a subscriber for several years now, but this is an online magazine.
Yeah, it's
right?
an online digital magazine, completely free. Just go on our website and sign up, pop in your email. I send out an email every month with the magazine link, and then maybe another email with some, happenings or discounts or news or whatever. It's not real spammy. It's very informal and just a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's great. I actually, when I open it up, it's fun because there's a lot of great pictures, and you choose a lot of folks that are out doing the outdoor stuff to write some articles.
Yes.
It is. You're right. It's really great magazine, and I really enjoy that. And like I said, I've been subscribing for a month. What's great about it is there's some research stuff. So if there's some points of interest of places that I want to visit in the area, you provide quite a little bit of that in some of the articles. And then there's so many people that are part of that as your advertisers and supporters that can give you information. So,
Absolutely.
So we're here in September, but you got something else coming up, right? We got another event coming up.
I do. We have Overland the Red that happens October 17th through the 20th, Callie's Lake and Campground. Right in the Red River Gorge area there, where there's hundreds of miles of trails. It's also a fundraiser for the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway. Our title sponsor, Dan Cummins Auto, has put together an amazing outdoor kitchen with a Dometic fridge, a slide out,
Cool.
All sorts of cool stuff. It's going to be like $3,000 value or more. And we're excited to give that away, and plus also all the other awesome vendors that come and support us and bring goodies to give away, and all sorts of fun stuff too, Halloween-y wise.
Yeah, that's always a good. And honestly, the last couple of years down there, it's been great. The weather's always been really good. People have enjoyed the trails and the hiking, and just the area is really fantastic down there. So. So tell I mean, the magazine, we talked a little bit about that, but tell people if they want to find you on social medias to be able to reach out, where can they find you at?
On Instagram, it's Northology Adventures. We do actually have an Instagram for both Overland the Red and KOAR. So you can go to KOAR.up or Overland the Red on Instagram. And then most of our stuff for that runs through Northology Adventures. Yeah, we have a YouTube channel, but it's not all that.
We gotta work on that.
Yeah, we should.
Maybe I'll send you some cool stuff to put on there.
So many people that are way more talented than me make amazing videos, and I got a shout out here. think one of the reasons KOAR has been so successful is that Jeremiah with Overland Pioneers, early on, the very first year, started making amazing videos.
He's like a whiz, isn't he,
Yeah.
with that stuff?
And people are like, this is awesome, and it's so beautifully shot.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and then, you know, just all the other people that have come through the events over the years. I went on the Overland the Red. I make a playlist of all the videos that I made. And there's like 150,000 views on those, between, you know, like Ozark Overland Adventures, Keweenaw Overland, and all the other great YouTubers that come out. So thanks for all the awesome video. You guys do such a great job.
Because when you're researching these events, right?
Yeah.
Then you can find all the
That's where you
information you
go.
want. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and you can see how much fun everybody's having. So, well, cool. Well, Cindy, we appreciate just another year of KOAR. Just real briefly, tell me, how many years have you been doing this event?
This is number 7.
Number 7, which is pretty awesome. So if you've never been to the Keweenaw, you need to be here. After my chat with Cindy, I decided to check out some of the vendors that were here at KOAR. There sure was a lot of them with all kinds of interesting outdoor gear. Let's have a chat with a few of them.
Hey, so I'm Alex from Northwoods Overland Adventures. We're actually out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin. We're brand ambassadors for Northology Adventures, so we're here volunteering at KOAR this year. One of our big things that we're doing that we saw a need for in the overland community was first aid teaching. So I taught 2 classes this year, one on trail trauma and the other one on wilderness first aid. One of the new products that we brought to KOAR this year, we built some first aid kits. So we've got a trauma first aid kit, a ouch pouch, which is some basic first aid and some essentials that you want up near your center console so you can use all the time. And then we built a mini trauma kit that you could put on a bike for all those moto KOAR guys. So we obviously have all the merch because all the Instagrammers have merch. But you guys can find us on Instagram at Northwoods Overland Adventures. Otherwise, you can find us on northwoodsoverlandadventures.com. That's actually where my education is posted. You can get a hold of us, ask questions, buy our kits, and whatever else you guys want to do.
Hi, my name's Chris. I'm with Contrast Coffee. This is Royce, and we are a coffee company out of Iron River, Michigan. We roast and sell our coffee wholesale and in our 5 coffee shops across the UP, which are in Iron River, Ironwood, Iron Mountain, Negaunee, and Marquette.
He got them all.
I got them all. But we do a lot of wholesale. We're in grocery stores across the region, sell to other coffee shops, we sell to hotels, restaurants, offices, you name it. We do a lot of different equipment programs as well for people. Custom white labeling. So a lot of, pretty much, if you need coffee, we have a solution for you. So here we're at KOAR for this awesome event. Just been serving up some drinks here for the participants as well as baked goods. We do all of our bakery in-house too in our Iron River roastery and bakery location. And so yeah, we're just having a great time here, having a good time meeting everybody and seeing some awesome vehicles here. So if you want to find us, we can be found on contrastcoffee.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram with Contrast Coffee as well. So feel free to reach out at any time. Love to hear from you, and we'll see you later.
My name is Seth. Today I'm hanging out with Justin from Misplaced Overland, and we're at KOAR 2024. I run Dark Waters Fly Shop and Guide Service out of Iron River, Michigan. We actually share a location with our friends Contrast Coffee that you probably heard from just a minute or two ago. But we run a retail shop for fly fishing and all of the essentials that you'll need for adventuring in the Upper Peninsula in northern Wisconsin. We also offer guided trips. So we do everything from single day trips where everybody loads up in the runner and we get everybody's gear situated. We leave, we hit multiple places on the river, and then also we do multi-day destination-based trips. Sometimes we set up a big wall tent, wood stove, bunk beds. Other times we have people with all their rigs come out. We drop them a pin, tell them where to set up. They can do all of their overlanding, and then we show up in the morning with all the equipment for the fly fishing. It's a lot of fun. So if you're interested in booking, darkwatersflyshop.com and Misplaced Overland, we should share some subscribers because we run a YouTube channel called Dark Waters. You could search Dark Waters Fly Shop and find that. We've won some film awards and do a lot of cinematic fly fishing films, and we'll give you guys a subscription as well.
How's it going? My name's Mike Mortel. I'm with Nook Overland. We are based out of Yellow Springs, Ohio. We are primarily a scout camper dealer as well as a bow and custom bed dealer. We're the only dealer on the East Coast for the Bowen custom beds, and Scout campers, we're the only Midwest dealer. The next closest are Colorado and New Hampshire, so we got a pretty large market range. We also have a small retail space in our shop for all the products that we used when my wife and I lived on the road full time for 2.5 years. So everything we have right now that we're selling are things that we've tried, used, and really trust. And we're going to continue to grow and expand our retail shop over the next couple of years. But mainly we're really focused on selling the Scout campers and the Bowen custom beds. We are on all the regular socials, Nook Overland. So Nook Overland on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, I think even TikTok my wife's doing as well. So pretty much anywhere is Nook Overland, and nookoverland.com as well.
Well, it's Saturday night and KOAR is a wrap. Everybody's just hanging out in the vendor area, waiting on the giveaways and for the big fire to be lit. We're going to enjoy the one last night together, then everybody will disperse on Sunday. I have to say, I've really enjoyed this event this year. I think that I would make a plan to go back for next year. I would like to give Jeremy from New Holland Overland a big shout out for letting me hang out with him all weekend. And it was great to see all of my old friends that I only get to see maybe once or twice a year. If you're ever in the area and you decide that you want to do a little exploring, shoot me a message. We have all of our social medias out there, and I can give you a little bit more insight on travel and camping and making a plan to visit one of these great events done by Northology Adventures. Michelle and I appreciate you watching the channel. Please like and subscribe and share with your friends if this is the kind of thing that they enjoy. Until next time, I hope all your travels are happy ones.